finally, look no further than this little absolute gem of a pocket rocket. Hi guys, Alex Peakperformance Reviews. Welcome to another vlog and welcome to another car review. Today I am in the new Mini Cooper S. It's no longer called a hatch, it's now Cooper S, so Mini Cooper S, and it's the brand new facelifted one. I've got it in this lovely red colour. I'll give you the exact links in the bio to all the tech specs and the colours, etc. But I'm going to get a walk around quickly with one of the guys from BMW Mini UK. So I'll just talk you through the difference, the fundamental differences before I go on my drive video to tell you exactly what I think of this car dynamically. Let's get into the new bits and what's different on this range. Right, so before I go out in the car, I'm here with Ash from BMW Mini. Is that okay? Yeah, go for it. And we're going to go over the fundamental, pretty quick summarisation and fundamentals of the changes on this new Mini Cooper S. So yeah, Ash, talk me through some of the changes and what's on this car now, I suppose.
Sport trim. So unlike its predecessor, we get a few new custom changes. The most noticeably, you might notice that we now lose the bonnet scoop now.
Yeah.
So on all of our variants now, we won't no longer have a bonnet scoop.
Yeah.
But what we do have is new Jockey Works badging.
Yeah.
You see here now changed, and we see this theme throughout the car. So when we look at the front grille, it's that checkered flag pattern, and we see that on the bonnet stripes as well. And notice now we've got a lot of high gloss black on the car. So as we wander around the car, see still keeps the wheel arch spats. These are now piano black, and that extends across the side of the car as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Notably, we don't have indicators in the side skirt anymore.
Yeah.
It's now clean, and that is changed and gone into the wing mirror. Let's just send around the car. Car comes with comfort access.
Yep.
It's standard in this model. That's now done for touch sensitive rather than a button, but we still keep those handles.
Okay, great.
The most notable changes on this model is at the rear of the car.
Yeah.
To make it look very similar to its Cooper electric brother. We still have that distinctive bar across the back with the rear light matrix, this triangular design. Yeah. The cars will look very similar. Quite an aggressive piano black rear diffuser as well. Still keep a spoiler, which is almost a carryover from the wheels. The wheels are cross stick platforms, so family, so a 3-door, 5-door convertible later on in the year, Cooper electric will benefit from some of the same wheel designs. So this is an 8-inch lap spoke wheel. I think that's it for interior.
Yeah, exterior. Yeah, no, definitely. But it definitely, you can tell you can distinguish this from the outgoing model, can't you? As such, it's definitely some nice changes, and still looks really good at the end of the day. Really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is finished in chili red, which is again obviously a colour from the previous models. Additionally, we also get introduced legend grey onto this sport trim car, which many enthusiasts will remember it from Mini GP3. Yeah. And you also now on a sport trim, you get the benefit of red roof as well, which historically they never had, exclusive to JCW. Do you want to do interior?
Yeah, it can go the interior as well. I'll go the other side if you want. Yeah. Well, I'll go for that.
So inside the car, this theme of what we call charismatic simplicity is consistent across all the new Mini family. So what does that actually mean? Well, we take a lot of the heritage from the classic Mini, combined with a sleek and modern feel of the car to produce a really defined and easygoing interior. So we have a standard, an OLED fully circular screen, so first in its industry, with this toggle bar, so a real throwback to the heritage. of Classic Mini. All our gear selectors all in the toggle bar here. We have the start stop, which is like a key, so that nostalgic feel of turning a key.
Yeah.
And then one key feature, experience modes. So like in the outgoer model where we had sport, regular, normal, and core, that is now built into the experience modes.
Yeah.
But not only that, those modes will obviously change the driving dynamics of the car. We also have an additional 4 modes on Mini Cooper, with a 5th one on Countryman. And these modes don't necessarily change the dynamics of the car, but they change the ambience in the car. For example, balance mode will close off all of the sunroof, play some calming music, and if you also benefit from level 3 package, it will put on the massage seats.
Okay, cool.
My personal favourite is personal mode. So once you've apped and mapped your car to your Mini app on your phone, you have the ability to add photos onto the app, which you can then load onto the car. So as an example, if I pop down into personal mode, this could be your background. So if you had a family photo, you could put that on there.
Awesome.
Very typical Mini quirk. But not only that, it will then take the picture and look at the hues and the colours in there and use that to project it around the car. So we have 2 projectors at the back of the screen here, which will project across the dash, and then we also have it in the door cards as well.
Awesome. No, that's great. And yeah, obviously you use this and circumnavigate it, and it is very easy to use. That's what I like about it. So yeah, it's really good. Yeah, very, very nice interior now. Very, very nice, especially for the money as well. So yes, as I said, I am out in the new Mini Cooper S, and there is quite a lot of additions and new things on this car. Lots are aesthetic, but there's also engine changes. Still a 2-litre turbocharged engine, but this time around, rather than having about circa kind of 180 bhp, just like all the other cars in their range, being up about 20-30 horsepower, this is also partial to that increasing of power. This now has 201 horsepower going through the front wheels, and like I say, it feels definitely that little bit more special than the previous gen Mini Coopers. And the reason, well, one of the reasons why, is this has a new revised, amazing, lovely interior with this gorgeous kind of big round screen, which is very different, which I like. And it's got this it's a DSG box, or a automatic gearbox, and it feels like, say, lovely and refined, nice changes, nice lovely automatic changes. You have got also the paddles as well, and you can control almost like a boost button on the paddle controller as well. But like I said before, I am going to pretty much concentrate on the fundamental dynamics of this car. I want to know more than anything how this car feels dynamically, how the chassis feels, and how it makes me feel, and how it feels in comparison to the outgoing, yes, 180 horsepower Mini Cooper S. It's got this lovely heads-up display, as well as, like I say, beautiful little awesome interior. And Minis have always been about great chassis and fun. So is this any different? Well, the brakes certainly feel really nice. They feel nice and punchy and responsive underfoot. Brake pedal not too sharp, but fairly sharp. And yeah, I'm just getting used to this chassis. Cool, I tell you what, like you go in a lot of cars and a lot of new modern gen cars and a lot of EVs, and they often feel wallowy, a little bit high up. Well, this feels like how a proper little hot hatch should feel. And I tell you what, considering what most people would think isn't a lot of power by standard these days, circa 200 horsepower, 201 horsepower, this has got so sharp that you almost steer too much, if that makes sense. The steering response is so sharp and alive that you have to be careful not to almost steer too much, if that makes sense. It's got so much front grip. It's absolutely superb. Braking puts the suspension and chassis right on its nose. Let's see if it goes light over here. A little bit of scramble, but nothing much. Suspension getting itself back in check really, really fast. And that was one lap of the awesome Millbrook circuit. This hill circuit is very testing on a car. Very good for letting you know how the suspension reacts, how it feels. Very lumpy, bumpy. It's a very testing circuit, very undulating. A lot of traction changes, different changes of surface. Let's give this a little launch. Like I say, it's a little automatic box. So let's slow it down. Ready? Oh yeah, when the next gear, when gear one or gear one feels quite short, so it really spins up quite a lot, but it almost feels like the car doesn't give you full power until it then hits second gear, and then when you get into second gear it really starts to fly. Before I carry on, let's talk about the interior of this car. Like I said, I did briefly describe or talk about it a bit. They're now, these Coopers are full of this like amazing cloth-like interior all round. Really nice. So very anti-reflection, which is nice. It looks really high-end, really quality, and this, like I say, infotainment screen is massively responsive and really crystal clear and lovely. And I'm told from lots of people, as well as myself testing it is very responsive and very enjoyable to drive, very easy to circumnavigate and use, and that's what I like about the car in general. There's a few little buttons on the steering wheel, a few little things on the paddles. In general, it's so easy to just get in and understand how to use it without too much of a problem and too much issue. It's not over complex. There's no haptic, or not a load of haptic touch buttons and everything like that. It's pretty no nonsense. It's got a nice interior, heads up display, and just a fantastic chassis, which you would expect and want to hope for in a hot hatch. You just point and shoot, and it is absolutely superb. Nose in that front, brake in, shift it in, hit an apex. Yeah, it is so much fun, so much fun. I love these little cars. These are the kind of cars that I really like. Let's hammer around this. Brilliant. What a machine. A Mini doing what Minis do best. Chucking round a corner, throwing into a B road, and covering ground. And Minis are all about fun. They're all about this, and this is superb. And yes, do you know what? It does feel a good bit quicker than the outgoing version. That's what I love about it. So not only have you got a nice power increase on this car, power and torque, may I add, one of the big things for me is, and as much as it wasn't a bad thing in a Mini Cooper or a Mini Cooper S, was the interior. It was always very decent, but in my opinion, nothing special. Now, don't get me wrong, what you have to remember, this is still a £26,000 car. I'll put the links in the bio to everything, including the full price, but this is 26k, or just over 26k, and it's a modern car with a warranty, a hot hatch for 26k, and it is this well built. like I say, this is a Mini, in essence a BMW Mini, and like I say, it comes with a warranty, and now finally has an absolutely beautiful interior. An interior certainly more akin to a car that you'd expect to be at least £35,000. So for £26,000 you really are getting a fantastic little car. And I'll tell you what, it goes really, really well. Yes, it's not insanely quick if you drive a 320 horsepower hot hatch, albeit often a £40,000 car. It is going to cover ground, especially in a straight line, a lot quicker than this. But the thing I like about this is this car, the chassis on this car would show a clean pair of heels to those 300 horsepower cars. So that's what I like about this car. It punches way above its weight in every other aspect. So rest assured, if you buy something like this, it has the hot hatch prowess that all 40,000 hot hatch prowess like cars have, but if anything it probably has a better chassis. So if you want a fun, fast hot hatch and you don't want to go EV, this 100% for the money is probably the best car for that value in its range that covers ground like this. The closest thing to this kind of car, to my knowledge, is something like a Suzuki Swift Sport, and it's only a little bit less money, but say this is a bit more money. You've got a much nicer interior in this, and certainly realistically a much faster car. The Swift Sport chassis is superb and up there with this. This just has a little bit more pace and a nicer interior, so if you want to spend a little bit more money, this would probably then be the car to own. It's a great 2-litre engine in here, very responsive. I say turning, chassis feel and steering very, very nice. Brakes superb, and the chassis and suspension is just genuinely, for the price range especially, absolutely second to none. As we chase an R8, and that is just a little, realistically showing you just how good this car is. So we spoke briefly on power, but obviously I didn't give you any more headline figures. 0 to 60 on this car obviously isn't anything breakneck, but let's give it a test. Let's do a little 0 to 60 pull. Right, here we go. Here we go. It's very decently fast. Now it's not going to break any land speed records, but 0 to 60 in this car book spec is 6.6 seconds, 0 to 62. So although it doesn't seem or sound that impressive, that is still very, very decent. And in all fairness, BMW Mini and Mini in general do tend to lie to the extent it normally is a little bit quicker than that, and I would probably suggest that that was more akin or likely to be like a low 6. I didn't want to test it, and I didn't continue all the way through because we can't quite go to that speed today, but that definitely feels quicker than 6.6, or it's going to be quicker than 6.6, but nonetheless, even if it was only 6.6 for a car again that's £26,000, that is really, really quick. A lovely automatic gearbox, lovely interior, decent amount of space in both the front and rear for occupancy spaces and space in the footwells, headroom. It's got this beautiful panoramic roof as well, which is really nice. And the boot, yes, the boot isn't particularly big, but it's never going to be in a Mini, but it's a decent size. One of the other things that's worth noting is this car does 44.4 miles per gallon. That, for a hot hatch, honestly, for a 2-litre hot hatch with about 201 horsepower that does this, 44 miles per gallon, guys. What an absolute machine. A frugal, awesome, mad little hot hatch of a machine. I am still just 44 miles per gallon. I think actually there's not really anything out there, and certainly if you don't want to be getting into an EV, honestly, look no further than this little absolute gem of a pocket rocket. What an absolute fantastic machine this car is. Yeah, Alex is very, very, very impressed. And with that, I'm going to end it there. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like, share, comment and subscribe. We'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.